Chapter 33. I screamed and screamed. I hid my head in my hands. I stopped screaming and moaned. I crouched and rocked. A voice said, "Welcome." I drowned out the voice. Oh, Jora. Oh, Zam. Gradually, thoughts filtered in. Was I dead? How had I been transported here? Why? I was still aware of my body in gnome caverns. It was as if a string, thin as an eyelash, connected me to that body. I sensed my body was cold, but I still breathed. I tried to get back to it. I couldn't. I heard Skolny's voice over my moans. "Look at me, Asa. There are things you must know before I leave." Ugh, that oily spider's voice. "Everyone dies. You needn't go on about it so." Did everyone go into a mirror after dying? Was this the afterlife? But I wasn't dead if I could still feel my body breathe. I continued to rock and moan. I don't know how long it was before I heard Skolny's voice again. "You are fortunate to be here." I raised my head. I was in a small beige chamber, just big enough for Skolny and me, and the room's few furnishings. A dressing table mirror, and a chair where Skolny sat. The mirror was split, really only half the mirror. The other half was a window, the two side by side. Light and sound came in the window path. Through it I saw Ivy's ceiling with its fresco of a shepherd and his flock of sheep. I heard birds chirping in the distance and someone singing. Oh, to be there, in the heaven of the world. Skolny said, "I shan't be with you long." I wouldn't be with him long. Thank heaven there was a door. I went to it and grasped the knob, but I couldn't turn it, although I tried repeatedly. I whimpered. Skolny laughed. I grasped my overskirt. I was dressed in the gown I'd worn that last night in Antio Castle. It was good as new, unsullied by prison or my brush with ogres. I pinched the cloth between my fingers and lifted it an inch. Easy as ever. I tried again to turn the doorknob and failed again. Why could I move one and not the other? Because my gown wasn't real. My body, the one inside the mirror, wasn't real. I was an apparition. I looked down. The carpet pile stood straight up at the edge of my feet. I had no weight. Where am I? My voice was hoarse. "You know where you are. This is your last home." A spider's web. He had something of a spider's body. Not much neck, a round belly and a tight-fitting blue doublet, round buttocks in blue hose, and spindly arms and legs, also garbed in blue. I blurted out, "Are you human?" He laughed again. "I should say not. I am the master of the mirror. There is none other like me." Perhaps I had to destroy him in order to leave. I remember the library keeper's words. "The mirror may be destroyed under certain unspecified circumstances." But I appear human. Outside the mirror, I'm as large as anyone else, and I keep this face. I don't drink potions to make myself beautiful. Now, you must learn about the mirror so I may leave. We have time before your queen returns from killing you." I stared at him. What had Queen Ivy to do with it? She was the gnome who sold you the poisoned apple. But Ivy is human. The disguises potion is very powerful. Under its influence, in many ways, Ivy was a gnome. I stayed and reached out to the wall to steady myself. "Come, Asa. You know her High Highness's character." He said the words High Highness with utter contempt. Even Ivy couldn't be so bad. "Comfort yourself with this. My powers will be yours when you sit in my chair. Come closer." I hung back. He drummed his fingers on the dressing table. They made no sound. He had no weight either. "Don't you want to see?" He touched the mirror window. "This is Ivy's hand mirror. You were curious enough about it when you were alive." I was still alive. I approached the mirror and saw my former ugly face over his shoulder. Did I change back? I heard the alarm in my voice. I still cared. He laughed. "Humans and beauty." My beautiful face returned. "That is your reflection." My original face replaced it. That is my doing. Stop! He left my ugly face there. When you sit in my seat, you dictate what appears. You can view moments in your whole life if you like. The scene changed. There was the feather-bed kitchen. It seemed small and cramped compared to the kitchen at Antio Castle, but it looked cozy. Oh, to be there! A team stood at the stove. Father came in from the cavern, carrying a tray of dirty glasses. His face was clean-shaven. It was his year without a mustache. I saw myself sitting on a stool chopping celery, singing as I worked. I had never seen myself sing. I was concentrating on my song, and I looked happy. At that moment, at least, I wasn't thinking about being ugly. Enough, Squally said. You can indulge yourself later. Observe how her highness came to own me. Now I saw a richly furnished room, not so lavish as the Queen's apartments, but lavish enough. A nightingale perched on the fireplace mantel. I heard a peep. The room had to be in Antio Castle. There was Ivy in her bridal finery, admiring herself in an oval mirror. Ivy, but a diminished version of the woman I knew. Shorter and not so thin. Tiny frown lines were etched between her eyebrows, and her chin was weak. Her cheeks were marked by the scars of pimples, but her face was still appealing. Even then she was pretty. A woman appeared behind her, appeared out of nothing. The fairy Lucinda, Scully said, who commands the mirror and thinks she commands me. Lucinda was tall and stately, with long auburn hair, peacock blue eyes, and generous full lips, far fairer than either Ivy or I in our beautiful states. Ivy saw the fairy reflected in the oval mirror. She turned and cowered. Lucinda's lips moved, and, miracle of miracles, I could hear her. I am the fairy Lucinda. I adore weddings. Ivy curtsied unsteadily. Darling, Lucinda said, no need to be afraid. I'm here to give you a gift. This gift. I wish you would make me as beautiful as you are. Ivy drew back as if scared by her own audacity. Lucinda smiled. Darling, everyone is beautiful in her own way, and I am a fairy. She paused, then nodded. I'll give you what you desire. My gift will make you as exquisite as you may be. She held out her hand, palm up. The magic mirror appeared atop her palm, and atop the mirror the 2 vials of potion materialized. Take it all. Ivy accepted the gift in trembling hands. The potion bottles will refill themselves after they've been drained. You may make your betrothed as handsome as he can be, too, if you like. And anyone else, if your nature is generous. I saw Ivy read the potion labels. She placed the mirror and the disguises potion carefully on her washstand. Then she unstoppered the beauty potion vial and drank. The scene changed again. Lucinda's face filled the mirror and beamed at Scully and me. Drinker of my potion, she said, you have lived a happy life, beautiful into your old age. Fairy Lucinda, I said, my heart pounding. I did not grow old. Scully said, it's the fairy's speech to new arrivals. She can't hear you. He laughed. She rarely listens even when she can. She spoke this to the first to die after owning me, the only one to live to a great age. He paused. I was inexperienced then. Now you will enjoy the last benefit of the potions, Lucinda said. Your existence will be extended in the mirror, while Scully has his much-deserved holiday. You shall remain here until I give the gift again. Then Scully will return, and you will go to your final death. If you are generous with my gift, you will not be alone for long. The other potion drinkers will join you when they die. Lucinda's face vanished, and the mirror's surface became blank. Scully said, the beautiful reflection is my most useful power. It was my bait with you. And I had taken it. What did you want with me? Surely you've worked that out by now. You're not a simpleton. What do you mean? Then I understood. The wicked, despicable bug. You monster! You wanted me to drink the potion so Ivy would kill me and you'd have your holiday. He smiled. Just so. I was also trying to bring about her highness's death. The rebellion, you know. Whichever of you died first would do. He rose from his chair and went to the door. And now I take my leave. I watched him, paralyzed with horror. I should have taken a seat, but I didn't think of it. He could no more turn the doorknob than I could. He faced me, his face red with rage. You misbegotten lump! You howling cow! You miscreation! I fled to the opposite wall, as far from him as could be. You wouldn't drink all the potion, and now I'm imprisoned with you. I hoped that wasn't why. I hoped it was because I was still alive. The fury faded from his face. It will be amusing when the queen dies and she joins you. He sighed. Since you haven't released me, I'll have to cause her death. He sat again. My mouth was dry. How? Oh, I have many methods. I've caused duels, wars, even famines. How will you make her do what you want? He smiled. Exactly as I did before. Her Majesty is child's play. She craves admiration, which is easily given. She craves love even more, and that I can pretend to. These strategies are usually enough. But if she continues to resist my suggestion, I threaten to take away her beauty. That always succeeds with her.